The sugaring season is short and sweet. The traditional maple sugaring season in the Northeast extends from early February until late March, depending on the weather. Freezing nights and warm, sunny days build up pressure within the trees, causing the sap to flow. Once the trees are tapped, the season lasts for 6 to 8 weeks until the nightly freeze no longer happens and the sap stops flowing or the trees start to leaf out. The most common tree used to make syrup is the sugar maple, Acer saccharum. The tree must be at least 11 inches in diameter, or about 40 years old, to be suitable for tapping. Sugar maple sap looks and tastes like water because it is only about 2% sugar. It takes about 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. While other species of maple can be used, their lower sugar concentration means that significantly more sap must be collected and water boiled off in order to yield the same quantity of syrup. The process starts with drilling a tap hole into a maple tree. There are then 2 basic methods used to collect the sap: the classic bucket and spout method and the pipeline or tubing method. The procedure with the bucket and spout method is to drill a shallow hole into the tree and then tap in a spout or spile, then hang a bucket over the hook and cover it to keep out debris. These buckets must then regularly be emptied into a holding container until it is time to boil down the sap. Alternatively, a spout is inserted into tubing that sends the sap to a large collection tank at the sugar house or a central location. A vacuum pump is also used to pull sap through the tubing. Commercial operations boil their sap in a specialized building called a sugar shack or sap house. An evaporator is where the boiling will take place. Stainless steel pans sit atop an arch or firebox where either oil or wood creates an immense fire. As the water in the sap evaporates, the sap thickens. Sap should be evaporated soon after it is collected. It can spoil if left too long. If necessary, the sugar maker will keep a hot fire burning late into the night, and in some cases around the clock to boil the sap until it becomes syrup. Smaller scale operations, like ours, just boil the sap outdoors in a sturdy pot over a wood fire. No sugar shack necessary. No matter what materials are used, the process is the same. Evaporate off the water until the boiling point of the liquid climbs to 7.5 degrees Fahrenheit above the temperature at which water boils, usually 212 degrees Fahrenheit at sea level. The exact specific gravity may be measured with several devices, but to ensure proper density, a combination of a thermometer and hydrometer are most often used. When the sap has become syrup, it is drawn off the evaporator. Often producers choose to finish their syrup on a smaller pan called a finishing pan. It is then filtered and bottled for use on pancakes, waffles, and anything else that needs a touch of smoky sweetness.